Sunday, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. We are going to have an hour-long power yoga practice this afternoon. I'm Allie. And go ahead and get started in your space. Let me turn the volume down off of this so I'm hearing myself. And if you have any music at home you want to play, go ahead and get that started. I don't play it during these videos because when I upload to YouTube, it will mute that part. When you're ready, come to a comfortable seated position on your mat. And close your eyes. And begin to tune inward. Notice your breath. Notice what happens to your body when you slow down. Begin to take deeper breaths. Breath so deep that your belly rises and falls, your diaphragm. Do you notice your jaw begin to relax? The muscles in your face beginning to soften. Become fully present. Creating a mind-body connection. Letting go of anything off of your mat. Any thoughts, any to-do lists, any worries. Nothing but the breath. Begin to sit up taller with each breath that you take in. Imagine your spine lengthening. And on the exhale, allow your shoulders to relax down and soften. Notice, do you walk around with your shoulders tight, wearing them like earrings? Take the time now, relax. Notice how the breath can soften and relax any part of our bodies. If you set your attention to do that. With every breath, become a little more calm, a little more peaceful. Sometimes this is the hardest part of our practice, is being still and arriving in this present moment. But allowing yourself just to stay. If things are uncomfortable, with the stillness, with the silence. It's where the magic happens, and it's where you're setting the tone for your practice. And for your life when you are finished with your practice, with what you're going to take away from it. And if you have not already, begin to take your breath through your nose. The Ujjayi breath is our yoga breath. It builds heat and energy in our bodies. It's an audible breath. I'm going to count you in for a few rounds. Your breath may be a little shorter, it may be a little longer, but think creating a steady flow of air, both through the inhale and through the exhale. So inhaling through your nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the top. Exhaling through your nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Notice the expansion. Exhale, letting out your air from top to bottom. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin to open your eyes. Bring your arms out by your sides. Inhale, that same controlled, lengthy breath. On the inhale, reach up, look up. On the exhale, come over into a tabletop position. Wiggle out your hips. Take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale for cow, tailbone tucks to the sky, so does your head. Exhale, angry cat. Spread your fingers wide, press into the earth. Inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. Feel the stretch between your shoulder blades. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Bring your big toes together, knees wide, child's pose. 3 strong breaths here. With each inhale, think about your spine growing longer, taller. With each exhale, chest melts towards the earth, tailbone melts towards your heels. Reach your arms forward so much, lift your elbows that you feel a stretch in the backs of your arms. Downward facing dog. Now take a look at your feet. They're hip width distance apart, which is really only about the width of 2 fists. Walk your dog, bending one knee at a time. Think about pulling the pit of your belly in and up here. Next inhale, bring your knees to a hover. Press your chest towards your thighs. Maybe your chest even touches your thighs. On the exhale, straighten your legs. Heels melt towards the earth. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Rise up 1 vertebra at a time. Take a shoulder roll. Take a moment to find your Tadasana, your true north. Ground down the 4 corners of both feet. Feel your toes lifting. Really feel that grounded feeling. That's something you want to notice because you want to come back to it. If you feel unbalanced, feel your outer shins hugging in, kneecaps lifting, thighs are engaged. Now, a lot of times you'll hear yoga teachers say, pull your front ribs together, and that, we're like, what does that really mean? But think about it. You're pulling your belly in, rib cage comes in, tailbone tucks towards the earth. So you're not spewing your chest, your ribs, splaying them open. Pull it in. Pull your front ribs together on the inhale. Shoulders back and down. Chin parallel to the earth. Find a dristi, a place to set your gaze. That's a place that you'll come back to whenever we're in standing poses. Spark your fingers. Now, if we stayed here the entire hour, you would break a sweat. Your breath is building that inner fire, that heat in your body, and you're engaged. Everything is engaged. This is a workout in itself. This isn't just let's stand here and relax. On the inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Hips stay in line with your heels. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Now hold here a minute, same thing. You're in the same position as you were in Tadasana, mountain pose. Everything hugging into the midline, straight line. Now, when we lower into low plank, let's practice this for a minute. If this is too much, if your booty's dropping or if you're raising it up, place your knees down. But if you're here in a strong plank, we don't want, when we lower, don't splay your elbows out. They say pull in towards your ribs. So lower down and then bring it back up. Now lower down on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Take a moment, feel this. Take your shoulders back and down. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. Lift your thighs up. Lift your legs up. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Breathe here, strong, steady breath. Now we're going to do what we just did 3 more times, a little bit faster. So on the inhale, you're going to step or float to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise tall, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, plant your hands, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Next inhale, step or float to the top, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back or float back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Next inhale, step or float to the top, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Take 3 breaths here in your down dog. Think strong breath. Same control you had at the beginning. After your 3rd breath, step or float to the top, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Now remember pulling those front ribs together. See if I have that curve. My ribs are splaying out. Pull them in. Belly, tailbone tucks towards the earth. Sit a little lower. Maybe you even come to a 90-degree angle. Now take your chest, lower it down to your thighs. Now keep your legs glued where they are, and then sit back up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Step or float back. Lower down. Inhale for upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. We're 1 on the right. Check out your front knee. Make sure it's not caving in. Press it out towards the pinky toe side. Set your gaze to that same point you set it earlier. Smile. Allow your breath to relax your shoulders like you did at the beginning. Relax your face. Lower down on an exhale. Take chaturanga or 3-legged. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Down dog on the exhale. We're deeper. Get a 90-degree angle in your front leg. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Pull your belly in and up. Tuck your tailbone. Lift the inner arches of both feet. Smile. With each breath, find something new. Next, exhale, plant your hands, lower down. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Next, inhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now we're going to do the same thing, warrior one on each side. But this time, get through it a little bit faster. We think one breath per movement. So on the inhale, right side, warrior one, sweep your arms up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back and lower. Inhale for up dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Warrior one on the left. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. All right, one more of those on the inhale. Utkatasana chair pose. Sweep up so your hips lower, lower, lower this time. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands lower. Inhale for up dog. Down dog on the exhale. Next one, I'm not going this round on warrior one on each side. You are though. On the inhale, warrior one on the right. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Warrior one on the left. Inhale, you're sweeping your arms up. Exhale, lower down, high plank to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Now hold in your down dog. Step your feet together at the back of your mat, your big toes touching. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, take a three-legged dog here. Keep equal amounts of pressure in both hands. You can stay here working on stacking your right hip on top of your left, or if you want to flip your dog, step your right foot behind, reach your right fingertips towards the front of your mat. Either option. And then bring it back over, and then step your right foot forward for crescent lunge. Now, clasp your hands or interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, think about lifting your chest and your head. Shoulders are back and down. Inhale here. Exhale, float your chest towards your knee. Inhale to rise. Exhale, float your chest to your knee. Inhale to rise. One more. Now stay here though. Stay in this float position. Here's a little challenge. Let me get grounded here. All right, lift your right heel off the ground. Now lower it. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Next inhale, rise. Back up. Hold here. Set your gaze, get grounded, step your right foot out if you need a little more balance like I do. I'm going to shorten my stance a little bit. Inhale, tall. Exhale, open out. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, you're opening to your left. It's hard to do when you're talking. Inhale through center. Exhale, open to your left. Take your gaze over to your left thumb. Inhale to center. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, down dog. Shake it out here. All right, same thing on the left. Left foot comes forward. Set up here. I'm going to do a better job of setting up this time. Taking a wider stance means more stability. Belly in and up. Breathe. Your back leg is activated. Your heel is stacked over the ball of your foot. Front ribs pull together. Expand in your mid-back. Interlace your fingers. Do it the wacky way this time. If you usually have one thumb or pointer on top, do the other one. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, hinge. Inhale to rise. Exhale to hinge. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hinge. Stay here this time. Set your gaze. Lift on an inhale. Lift your front heel. Lower it on the exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower. All right, pull yourself back up to stand. Oh, that's a doozy. Do it with a smile, makes it easier. Inhale, tall. Exhale, open up to the right. Gaze to your back right finger. Embrace the wibble wobbles. Inhale through center. Exhale to open. I'm keeping my gaze out in front. I like to keep a little more balance because for me, to be leading this, it's best that I don't fall over. But if you're not leading a practice, go for it. All right, on the exhale, plant your hands, step it back, down dog. Now do whatever feels good in this down dog. Take your deep controlled breaths if you've lost it, as I have. Take a moment to come back into that. Remember, that's your anchor. That's what you always have to come back to. You're in down dog. Everything's still active. And I just realized something we forgot to do on the left side. That was, so we're going to go ahead and go for that now. Stepping your big toes together. And then lifting your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee for three-legged dog. You can stay here. Or bring your foot behind you for flip dog. Whichever one is best for you today. Then bring your left foot back down. Take a wide stance here. Step your feet out wide. Just wiggle with it. Usually we just get in that motion of just going front and back, but sometimes getting loose in our down dog feels pretty good. All right, bring your feet back hip width distance apart. Warrior two, right foot comes forward. Open up, hips, everything square to the long edge of your mat. Now come into your deepest warrior. I can come here, I'm not really working that hard. Think Tadasana, everything hugging in. Come deep into that front knee, lifting the inner arches of both feet. Inner thighs are pulling towards one another. Now straighten your front leg. Come into triangle. Reach your right fingertips forward. Bring them down to the outside of your front shin. Open your left arm up to the sky. Think about a straight line here. This is a good one to videotape yourself in. We oftentimes don't look nearly as straight as we think that we do, myself included. Gaze up. Now if your hand is touching your leg, it's just there for, to bring the earth up to you, but try not to put a lot of weight in it. Your lift is coming from your core. Everything's still hugging in. Come back up to standing. Bring all 10 toes to face the side of your mat. Toes are a little bit pigeon-toed. Lift to the inner arches. Inhale, tall. Exhale, folding forward. With each breath, come a little bit further. You'll notice if I just go like that, my body's like, that's enough. So inhaling tall. We exhale, go to that first edge. Take a long breath. And then exhale a little bit more. With each breath, create a little more space in your body. That's what yoga is about, creating space, getting rid of things that no longer serve us, which could be physical, it could be tightness that we're holding on to unnecessarily, it could be mentally. Let that junk go. Fill it with yummy stuff. Inhale, halfway to lift. Bring your hands to your hips. A slight bend in the knees. Come up with a flat back. Now let's come into goddess pose. So you want to make sure your knees don't splay in. Bring your toes out towards the outer corners of your mat. Now think straight spine. Your tailbone and spine are going to reach towards the earth. Now you can play with your foot placement here because you want your knees stacked over your ankles. Don't let them splay in. And maybe you can even get your hips in line with your knees. Now if you want an extra challenge here, lift one heel up, then the other. Rotate back and forth. Maybe you want to lift both heels up, which isn't working for me right now, but set your gaze, set your breath. That's 90% of it. Feel that in your hips, inner thighs. Inhale to stand. Rotate back around. Plant your hands, step it back, plank. High to low. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Warrior 2 on the left. Make this your strongest warrior yet. What can you do to make it better than the last? Straighten your front leg. Trikonasana. I like to think about a little teacup here. Extend your left fingertips forward, then tip it over like your little teacup. Reach your right fingertips towards the sky. Think about yourself expanding in all directions. Coming back up into warrior 2 and windmill your arms. We're not getting into the forward fold on that side because that's something we don't have sides on. Upward dog on the inhale, downward facing dog on the exhale. Holding your down dog, 5 breaths. Come back into that strong Ujjayi breath. Come back into that mental stillness that you found at the beginning of class. Use your breath to soften your body. Any place that may have tensed up on you, including your head space. A lot of times our brains will say, I'm ready to be done. What time is it? Use your breath to soften those thoughts. To be present. Create that mind-body connection. All right, next inhale. Step or float to the front of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, hands through heart center. Utkatasana, chair pose. Set your gaze to that spot that you found at the beginning of practice. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, belly in and up, tailbone towards the earth. Exhale, twist to the left. Bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. If that's too much, bring it in between your legs. Actually, in between your legs might be a good option for what we're doing. Now, wherever you are, and I'm going to change what I just said, okay? When I said in between your legs, I want it either on the outside of your left thigh or else you can lift up. But set your gaze. If balance is challenging, look down to a spot on your mat in front of your feet. Now, fire up your core, lift your right foot up, and bring it to the back of your mat. Maybe you just bring it to a hover. Now bring it back in. Now lift it back up. Bring it back to a hover. Exhale back in. One more. Yours is might be a lot more controlled than mine. This is really hard to do when you're talking. It's really challenging to do at any point in time. Bring it back in. Bring it back around front. Oh, I'm sweating. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. Down dog on the exhale. Hold here, take a deep breath in. Sigh it out through your mouth. Deep breath in on the inhale. Sigh it out through your mouth. All right, same thing. We're gonna go on the other side now. So Utkatasana. Hands to heart center. Inhale, everything hugging in. Exhale, twist to the right. Now set your gaze down or do a spot out beyond where your hands are joining together. Belly in and up. This really takes core activation. Really takes focusing your thoughts and your mind on what's going on in your body. All right, lift your left leg up. Exhale, bring it back. Maybe your toes need to come down. Maybe you can keep your foot in a hover. Bring it back in. 2 more. Maybe you can do this entire sequence without touching your left foot to your mat. Bring it back to center on the inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, lower down. Up dog on the inhale. Down dog on the exhale. Come back to your breath. All right, rock forward into a high plank. Now, we're going to come into balance from here. So you're going to lift your right leg up and cross it over on top of your left knee. Your foot is flexed. Begin to walk your hands back so that you end up in a figure 4 position. And then maybe you even come to standing. You're in almost a chair position here though. Ground in the four corners of your standing foot. Just doing that stabilized myself. 90-degree angle in your ankle and your knee. Maybe you sit a little lower. And then, when you're ready, you're gonna walk it back out. Release your foot, come back to plank. Let's go for the other side. Left foot crosses over. Left foot, left ankle presses into right thigh. Come up into your chair pose. And then begin to lower down. Have your elbows touch underneath your knee and your ankle. Bring your hands down, back out to plank. Lower down. Upward facing dog. Child's pose on the exhale. Stay in child's pose. Tune into your body here. Notice how this child's pose feels into your in your body. You're a little more than halfway into your practice. Maybe it feels a little more restful than the first. Come back to your breath. Now rocking back into tabletop. Take 3 rounds of cat-cow like we did at the beginning. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Maybe your poses are a little more exaggerated now. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. All right, coming back into your plank. Let's lower down on the count of 5. So lowering 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest one cheek on your mat. Bring your arms down by your sides. You can just place palms facing up. Listen to your heart beating. Notice how your breath feels. You still have that same mind-body connection. Notice how this feels in your neck. Maybe it's a release. Now turn your head to the opposite side. Now bringing your head back to center. Forehead on the mat. I need to use a block for myself. And we're going to prepare for locust pose. Think Tadasana here. Think that standing pose from the beginning, mountain pose, your true north. Everything's hugging in, everything's engaged. Really like your glutes in, your legs in. And then on the inhale, peel yourself up, starting from your forehead. Shoulders come up, and then back and down. Reach your fingertips to the back of your mat. If you're good there, maybe lift your legs up. Flex your toes towards the earth. Maybe you come so high that only your hips are making contact with the earth. Gaze is at the front of your mat. Drawing to create your fullest expression out here. And then lower down. Rock your hips side to side. Come up even onto your toes. Rock your feet side to side. Let's take one more round. On the inhale, draw and create your fullest expression out. Take any or all of this. Maybe each breath you lift up a little bit higher. You take a bend in your knees, rock your legs side to side. It feels kind of good even to bring your hands to your low back, your sacrum, and move your back around. Give it a little massage. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhaling, upward facing dog. And then coming back to a seated position. We're going to come down to our backs. So extend your arms long. Let's first do a little release. Exhale, pull your belly back, your shoulders forward. Inhale, tall. Exhale. Inhale, tall. Now with control, come back as far as you can with a straight spine like you're a puppet. Somebody's pulling through the crown of your head. When you get to your place where your low back starts feeling like it's going to cave in, pull your belly in, tuck, tuck, tuck. One vertebra at a time. Come down. Take a full body stretch here. Feel that stretch in your abs. Maybe you reach one foot forward or towards the end of your mat at a time to take the stretch into your side body. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock side to side. All right, we're going to come up into a boat pose because we're going to do some other little exercises that we can connect those with. So begin to rock and roll. This is a Buddha roll. It should feel pretty good, like a massage for your spine. So each vertebra is touching down, and then maybe when you come up, you find that sweet spot where you balance, and you're in Navasana, boat pose. Smile, it always helps. Now come back with control and cross one foot. You're going to cross your right foot over your left, just like we did when we came into that figure four. Now, you have options here. You can thread your right fingertips through left hand and just work on opening your hip up, or for a little more challenge for your abs, and I may have epic fail on this, and that's okay. I'm going to accept it where it is. Or maybe you rock yourself up, keeping your right leg ankle with contact with your left and laying in boat pose. Try doing that 3 times. Roll back, come up, find your boat, and one more. Mine is not very pretty, and that's okay. Practice, practice, practice. Now I'm going to switch it out. I'm going to uncross, come down. Left leg comes over. Belly in and up here. I'm going to take a moment to engage. That makes all the difference in the world. Think Tadasana. Everything's hugging in. Your left ankle is pressing into your right thigh. Right leg presses into your left ankle. Arms out. Lift your right foot up. Begin to rock and roll. Maybe you come into the back. Try it 2 more times. This leg is, not saying it's the prettiest thing, but it's like a whole different body because I took the time to engage. Uncross, roll down. Take a big full body stretch. All right, that was so fun. Let's try another version. All right, probably have a dark sense of humor. All right, right knee in. Extend your right foot to the sky. Left leg comes to a hover. Now, hug everything in, engage. Remember those front ribs, tucking them in, lift your head. Now, rock up, come to that boat pose. Now, see if you can do the same thing 2 times more. Lower on the exhale, bring it up. Now, hug your knees in, see if you can bring it down. All right, same thing, other side. Left foot comes out. This is something to play with if you want more of it. Work on it, perfect it. And then hug everything in, makes a difference. Breath. When you're ready, bring it up. Exhale, lower. Bring it up on the inhale. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Not making it, there we go. Exhale to lower. You inhale up and lower down on the exhale. Yours is probably a lot more graceful than mine. And side to side. That is a very humbling sequence. I've not done that in a very long time. But it's important to get out of our comfort zones because we don't grow where we're comfortable. So that's what we did. So come back up to seated here. We're going to come into frog pose. I know that's one I don't teach a lot in class, simply because as I'm talking about getting into uncomfortable situations. It can be uncomfortable because your booty's up and a lot of times in someone else's face. But I figure, hey, we're in the comfort of our own homes here. So for frog pose, let's take a moment to set up. Now, if this hurts your knees, it's always a good option to fold the edges of your mat in. And gives you just a little more padding here. And now, take a look here. You don't want your feet coming in. You want, think 90-degree angles here. Flex your foot, 90-degree angle each side. 90-degree angle in your knee, so it's a straight line. Okay? Hips are in line with your knee, okay? And then begin to melt your chest forward. Maybe your forearms come down. Release any tension in your neck. And stay here and breathe. With each breath, maybe your hips pull a little more towards your heels. And your chest melts a little more. For a modification, you can place a rolled up blanket or pillow under your chest. This is not a comfortable pose. I've only heard one person in my life say they love this pose. But you know what happens when we stay in it and stay with this uncomfortable position and breathing into the hips, breathing into the inner thighs. When we stay here and allow the magic to happen, when we come out of it, usually you feel a sense of light, a new sense of energy. So we're actually going to stay here for a couple minutes, and I'm just going to be quiet and breathe along with you. And trust me, I'm in the same amount of discomfort, but that's why I come to yoga. And that's why, how I've learned to deal and live my life when things don't go my way and things are uncomfortable. I've learned through yoga to breathe, to allow myself to find softness, to find a sense of ease. And when you do that, off of your mat, it allows you to do the same thing. By sitting and staying when we want to leave. What happens if we just stay? What happens if you just stay and accept things the way they are instead of trying to fight them or change them, alter them to what you want them to be? Another minute here. Find ease with your effort. What can you let go of? What no longer serves you? Begin to ease yourself out of this pose. It's pretty intense. So if you have room at your home, just walk your chest forward. Come onto your stomach. Bring your arms down by your other side, or out by your sides. Just remain still here. Give your body time to absorb the pose, the magic that comes with that pose. When you're ready, bring your legs back in, arms back in. Scoot yourself back up to your mat. And extend your legs out in front of you. Whew. How are y'all feeling? Take note of how you feel. I know my body feels pretty good after that pose, even though it's usually torture. Extend your right leg out in front of you. Bring your left leg to your inner thigh. Inhale, reach up, chest, slight twist in your torso so that your chest faces your extended foot. Exhale, reach forward. Now this is good if you have a towel or a strap, anything. This was what I used to wipe my sweat earlier, but it works. Inhale, tall. Exhale, think chin towards chin. A little bit with each breath. Notice how much farther you come by taking one breath at a time. You stay where you are. I know if I were to just go ahead and melt into it, that's what my pose is going to look like. I'm rounded in the spine. But when I take a little bit each breath, creating length, creating space with each inhale, with each exhale, melting. My chest is touching my thigh already. It wouldn't do that before. And I'm coming closer and closer towards my leg. Now, when I first started practicing yoga, this was pretty much impossible at that point in time. But just with work and learning to take it breath by breath, I have made so much progress. Now, on the inhale, begin to walk yourself back up. Switch your legs out. You can shake it out if you need to. Right leg comes in. If you have a towel or something you want to use for length, inhale tall. Exhale, fold. And you don't need to have a towel. I just happen to have this here. Otherwise, you can just use your hands if they don't come to your toes. Bring them to the earth. Inhale, tall. Exhale, melt. Each inhale, think about zipping up through the midline, lengthening through the crown of your head. Each exhale, you're rolling down almost like you're trying to do the worm. Cool party trick, which I never learned to do. Inhale, tall. Create space. Exhale, melting. All right, begin to walk it back in. And then extend both legs out, shake it out. Inhale, belly in and out tall. If you want to use a towel or a strap, reach your arms up. Exhale, begin to lower. Each inhale, belly in, you're physically creating space here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, create space. Exhale, lowering. Keep up water in your knees here. Three more breaths. Create space for something new. And now, walking yourself back in. Let's come down to our back. So sleepwalking arms. Begin to lower down one vertebra at a time. Take another full body stretch here. And we're going to come into an inversion. So if you practice headstand or shoulder stand, you can go for that. Otherwise, you can take your feet up towards the sky. Or if you have a block or even just a big book, anything that mimics this rectangular prism, there's my elementary school talk, and place it underneath your hips. For waterfall, extend your legs towards the sky. This is still an active pose. Your legs are still engaged. Your toes are pulling towards your face. Now let's hold here for 10 breaths. You still have your same strong Ujjayi breath. Picture your blood flowing a little more easily back into your heart with these parts of our bodies that are usually below our heart. And we're switching gravity around. So think about how nourishing that feels, this fresh, oxygenated, I think that's the right word, blood. Getting rid of the old toxins, anything that no longer serves us, and replenishing it with this rejuvenation. After your 10th breath, begin to bring your feet back down to the earth. Remove your block. Come out of any inversion you're in. Come to Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together, knees wide, right hand on your heart, left hand on your belly. Close your eyes. This reclined butterfly position. Now take a moment here, notice the energy you created in your body. If there's anything you want to get rid of, any thoughts, mindsets that no longer serve you, imagine it just being released down into the earth where it's no longer needed, and replacing it with whatever energy, whatever mindset, attitude it is that you need or you want in your life, whatever you want to manifest. Imagine that flowing continuously, almost like a figure 8 as it moves through your feet, up through your hips, your torso, your heart space, your head, coming back around, just like a figure 8, creating that continuous flow of energy. Know that we create our own reality. If we don't like the way things are going, change your perspective, change your attitude, accept things for what they are. Bring your knees back to center, rock your legs side to side. If there's any last twist or any last stretch you want to take before Savasana, please go there now. I know we're out of time. If not, come to Happy Baby. Rocking side to side on your mat. And when you're ready, coming into your Savasana, extend your legs wide. Just let your feet fall out to the side. Bring your arms down Take up space, palms facing up. Take a couple fallout breaths. Inhale big. Holding at the top, taking any less than bear. Sigh it out. One more, fill up all the way. Sigh it out. Letting go of all effort, coming into complete stillness, both mentally and physically. Enjoy your Savasana. Bring some awareness back to your body. Take some gentle movement, your fingers, your toes. Hug one knee in and the other. Coming over to your right side or whichever side feels best to you. Use your arms like a pillow with your eyes closed. Think of something you know to be good and true about yourself. And think of something you want to take with this practice from you into your life off of your mat. When you're ready, push yourself up to an easy seated position. Bring your arms out by your sides. Inhale, scoop up this yummy energy. Imagine it just being gathered by your arms, your hands. Exhale, bring it to your heart center. The light and love in me honors the light and love within you. Thank you for practicing. Your thumbs to your forehead center. I bow to you and say namaste. Thank you so much. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and I will